Hey there, who's ready for episode 634 of This and That?
I must have slept through 33.
You missed it? That was yesterday.
Okay.
That was yesterday's
wasn't here
episode.
yesterday.
You were not here. It was just myself. Sorry about that. Today we'll be live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, Shauna.
Yeah, and maybe Facebook.
Facebook. Would you like to be live on Facebook?
Yeah.
You would? All right. Well, then we'll get that
Raise your
going.
hand if you would like to be live on Facebook.
All right. So Shauna wants to be live on Facebook.
Yeah,
Let's do
why not?
that for the first topic when that starts, then Omkar, and we'll get that all ready for us. That's awesome. You want to cover both topics on there?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Yes, says Shauna. That's awesome. Thank you. So go ahead with roll call, sweetheart.
Who's here? You know, we're a little sad. We were supposed to have Rachel in studio today to be our guest on TNT, but she wasn't feeling that great, so she stayed at home. Great job, Rachel. Most people don't do that. They think, I'll be okay, and they'll go out in public. But you stayed home, so kudos to you. I hope you get better. If there's anything we can do for you, please reach out. So if you guys are present, please chat your name in, or it didn't happen. That's right.
We have two topics for today. The first topic is going to be safety first when showing real estate.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss
Don't
that.
let your guards down.
No, ma'am. We want to always remind you guys about that. So we'll go over that one first. And then HOA forms to get in advance.
Yes.
So we'll cover that one as well.
Yeah.
We do have no real estate word of the day today. We're going to skip that today because we're trying to get to show me your listings
Yeah.
on time and keep everything moving ahead. So just a couple of topics, and I think we're just about ready.
Yeah.
You feel good with that?
I feel good.
Hello there, Mike Acquisto with the lovely Shana Acquisto, luxury real estate broker. Awesome to have you here today. And
Thank you.
we're going to talk about safety first when showing properties to start with. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that should raise a red flag for you, how to avoid surprises, and maybe, just maybe if we're lucky, we're going to hear from Shauna in some of her stories that she's had when showing properties that have maybe not turned out well. And we want to know.
I could spend a whole day on stories, but, you know.
All right,
we don't
hit it,
have all
Shauna.
day. Oh, so we want to be safe. You know, think about this. We are going into strangers' homes every day. We're just going in, bringing other strange people in, and you don't know these guys. So you have to be careful, right? Just because we have a access to get in a home, we still need to be very safe. So let's talk about a couple of things. So if you went to a home and you go to get the key out and there's no key there, what do? Well, do you just go on in? No, probably not. You should practice some safety. You don't know what could have happened. Okay, maybe somebody's in there and
Yeah, no, that's not a good scene.
I don't
so
want to
you
scare
know.
anybody, but just think, there's no key. It's unlocked. I'm going in. Okay, whoa. Don't do that. One, we have rules per MLS that we have to adhere to,
Okay.
right? So if you know that somebody else is in there and it's your time, ring the doorbell, knock on the door, wait to be allowed in, right? So that's one thing. Two, if you just go on in and there's a crime scene, what happens? Oh, geez, you're involved. Okay? How do they know when you came? You know, you see the issues.
That just got real.
Creates an issue. Well, things can happen, right? Or what if you go in and the house is ransacked and something just happened and then the door shuts and you're the victim? I mean, just...
Whoa. Yeah, we
Yes.
don't want that either.
I just, again, not trying to scare anyone, but let's not let our guard down. Let's be cautious and think, about these things. There's also etiquette, like we talked about, when you're showing properties that, if somebody's in there first, let them in. I mean, let them stay, you knock and be courteous. The other thing is when you're passing, you don't just pass off a key. It goes back in the lockbox, and you access the key. So never take the key from another agent. Say, you know what, go ahead and put it back in that box, and I'll get it out. Because whoever that last person is, and whoever that last person that accessed the box, that's kind of going to be who will be held responsible if something does happen, right? That'll be a record. So just a couple of, housekeeping rules and reminders on showings.
And then the same thing, absolutely, you would want to put that back in yourself.
Yes.
Right? And make sure that you check
you don't
out,
pass off the
so
key
to speak.
either, because what if that person goes in and has a party or something crazy in there, right?
Party
And
time.
We did see a lot of that over, when the ice storm happened earlier in the year. People were still out in a frenzy looking at these homes, and they would leave a door open or, and it was nuts. And then I can think of 3 or 4 times that we had to go back and look at the lockbox and trace who the last person was because there was a key missing or something happened. So we want to be careful. So yes, just a couple of things that have happened to me personally. One, I've had to push one of my clients out a window to avoid being mauled by a dog. True story.
Congratulations there. That sounds
I
awesome.
have shown a property and walked in on somebody in the shower. Yep.
It wasn't me.
I've walked in with a client and somebody's been in the bed. Like, we didn't know if they were alive or what. It was really weird.
Whoa.
Okay. And the most famous story that I have is I had a gun pulled on me. And that was very scary.
Yeah, no, not
Fortunately,
good.
I'm alive. But what you need to do in those cases is contact the listing agent. Don't just leave, crazy feedback in showing time.
Or on Facebook.
You need to take some steps, and maybe there's, something this listing agent needs to know. Hey, this is happening. What's going on? And also, when you schedule an appointment, read the instructions and know kind of what to expect when you go in. If it says, hey, there's dogs, they may be loose, I don't know, just be cautious. Or, hey, there's dogs, they're going to be in a crate. Well, maybe they got out of the crate. So just read your showing instructions, practice safety. I never want anything to happen to anybody. But if you see something, say something. So if you see something out of the ordinary, contact the listing agent and talk to them.
Chat in now with your crazy story for showing listings, right? If you happen to have had something that's happened to you, chat in now and share that with everybody. And if you would like to be part of the Shana Show and have one of those things happen to you, like getting a gun pulled on you, pushed out the window by Shana, mauled by a dog, any one of those items, if you would like that to happen to you, contact Shana now. She can be reached at... No, it shouldn't happen.
No, just be careful
really
out
shouldn't
there.
happen.
It's, actually one time I did get locked. This wasn't really a safety. It could have been a safety and under, my own guidance, but I did get locked out of a house one time and I could not get back in. So one, I was on a balcony. That was interesting. The other one was in a backyard where I had to jump over a fence. So luckily their trash cans were back there, so I brought the trash cans over and had to climb over in a dress over the fence. Yeah, there's lots of stories. We should have story time sometime
Holy
and just
cow.
share stories because, the life of a realtor is glamorous and has lots of interesting things that happen throughout the years.
Well, you're also a key whisperer. It seems like you can take any key and put it in the door and somehow jiggle it just right and get it to open.
Yeah, that's one of those useless skills that I have. I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Sean,
There
can
for
you just
a while,
open this
people
door,
would
please?
call me like, I can't get in this house. Can you come help me? And I did it a few times, and I'm like, wait a minute. No, I can't.
Ain't nobody got time for that. If
Nobody.
you can't open the door, just jiggle it just right.
Just jiggle it.
And you'll figure it out. All right. You good with that topic?
Good with that topic. Go back.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. One more thing. When you show a home and you go in, you unlock the door and go in, leave that key in the door. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. What if a serial killer is behind you and they're like following you and they get the key? So keep that key close, put it in your pocket, be aware of what you do with it so you don't lose it, but just think. We need to think. We're all in a hurry and busy, and it's easy to kind of, forget something. So
Good reminder.
be safe.
And scheduling correctly.
Be safe out there.
Scheduling correctly with showing services
Yes, if
is
you're
going to
going to be
definitely help you out.
late to an appointment, call them. Don't just assume I made an appointment, I can come an hour late. No. Let's be smart here.
All right.
All right.
There you go. Hit the bell for us. Hello there. That's Shana Acquisto. She's a luxury real estate broker, and she's going to talk about HOA forms that we need to get in advance. We have it up on the screen.
Yes, we do.
But go ahead and talk us through it, please.
Do you guys know what promulgated means?
Promulgated.
A promulgated form is something that really we're supposed to use.
Okay.
Right? We have all of these forms that have been provided to us by TREC, drawn up by attorneys, and they're not meant to be manipulated. Okay, so that's one thing. But this is a form that I think would be very helpful in, we're seeing a lot of delays with HOA documents, and September 1st is when, we're going to have some new rules set forth for HOA, which I'm excited about. But I think to avoid some delays, this would be a good form to use. It's Form 1923, a TREC form, and if Omkar could pull it over, I'll show it to you and tell you how you could use this to your benefit. So this form is subdivision information. So when we have a listing, we should provide this to the seller and ask them to send it to their HOA immediately. So in hopes that we get this back prior to the home going live or being listed. But what this does is it gives all the details of the HOA. And it tells if there's any go through there, capital expenditures, all of these special assessments, all of these fees that come up at closing that are a pain in the rear, and something that is a surprise to others. Maybe we can avoid it by using this form. So use this form. It's in your listing template. You can send this in, get your seller to send it into the HOA, and get this document back in advance. I think this would be very helpful. And it's promulgated. We probably should be using it anyway.
All right. So chat in now. Anyone that has a difficult time saying the word promulgated, if that's a word that's...
Did I say it wrong?
No, you did a great job with it. You didn't say anything wrong. But it's one of those words that's sometimes difficult to say for people. And also, let me know other words in real estate that you have a difficult time pronouncing. Like
help.
Roof. Like roof.
Help.
Help?
We all have problems asking for help.
Oh, that's really good. Thank you guys for joining us.
Oh, roof. Yeah. Roof.
Yeah, roof.
Yeah.
You say it roof. Well, that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today. We covered two topics today, and they were both pretty darn good. Thank you, Shana, for bringing those up. We talked about safety first when showing properties, and then about the HOA forms that we can get in advance, and you kind of went all through that. So that was really good. Thank you guys for discussing that. We're going to have Show Me Your Listings with Shana coming up right now, so you guys can all jump in there. So that'll be on zoommeetingwithshana.com, and you guys can jump in there, and we'll show off some new and upcoming listings and make sure that we have everything in a good status.
I know there's a lot coming up. I've been getting media day alerts, so I'm excited to hear what's going on.
Very good. And I think Omkar had a new video that he just put out there for us that Logan did, and I think it was Kim's listing. So there was a couple of new things that he put in there. If anyone wants to see some of the new stuff, then you guys can jump in there as well. So.
Kudos to Kim. I think she had the fastest turnaround of a listing. We probably shouldn't announce this because this is really how we want to do things, but she went on a listing appointment, and I think by the end of the day, the media day was set, and for the next day. Yeah, it was crazy. So.
Well, there you go.
Way to go.
Let's get her sold.
Okay. See you guys on Monday.
Very good. Shauna, you ready? Let's go ahead and hit
Mm-hmm.
get some pictures done.
Okay.
Okay. Safety first.
Oh, here, I'm going to do something.
You're going to do something?
Yeah. I'm going to sneak up on you.
You're going to sneak up on me? Got it. Thank you. I need to turn them up here. I can't hear them for some reason.
Do you have a piece of paper?
A piece of paper?
Mm-hmm. For HOA?
Sure. How about a folder? Is that going to be good?
Yeah.
And no.
Thanks.
Okay, we're done.
Yep, we are done.
We're done.
Jump on over where show me your listings.